everybody. Ready in the back? All right, Coach.
All right. This week we get to come back to Doak Campbell Stadium. Get to play in front of our fans, Osceola, Renegade, the Marching Chiefs, and against a Louisville team that's coming off a 2-game winning streak, and a conference game for our football team, and an opportunity for us to come home and try to get our first conference win on the season.
Go ahead.
Coach, you had said Saturday night, Coach Briles made the call at the end of the game. Going back and looking at the tape, do you guys still kind of agree with the call, and
Yes.
do you agree with clock management?
Yes, I do. I agree with everything that happened, other than we didn't execute and score a touchdown there. We had a good play call, and Virginia did a good job, and we didn't execute the play.
With the clock, do you feel like there was enough time on the clock, or had too much down?
It was 4 seconds left. It was enough time for us to get a play call. We got a play call in, and it didn't work. It's not anything bigger than that, less than that. We called the play. It was 4 seconds left. We didn't execute. Lost the ball game. No big deal. I thought it was a good play call.
Sean?
Coach, I had an injury question about a few players. Did you have any update on Joshua Kando, Stanford Samuels, and Juwan Williams?
Yeah, Juwan's, again, we're playing that week by week. There's no really big update than where we were last week. Stanford should be fine. Got some bumps and bruises, and Joshua Kando will be out for the season.
And for Kando, do you know what the injury is?
Just lower body ankle injury.
Going back and watching the film, I mean, there seemed to be improvement on defense, especially against the run. Was that kind of your assessment from going back and watching?
Yeah, I thought we improved. I thought improved as a team. I thought our defense did a better job against the run. I say that quarterback was very, very talented. The kid was special. I thought he was more impressive in person than on film, and being able to get away from some of the things that he did. I mean, we had guys there, and he slipped out of some tackles, and some of those tackles against some of our best players, and it goes to show you what kind of athlete he is. But I thought our guys did a good job against the run, and played well for 3 quarters until the 4th quarter.
Willie, obviously with this offense, time of possession is not going to be something you guys, really factor a lot into, that you want to go score and score fast. Defensively, though, is the 4th quarter, is your defense, because it's given up, I think, 48 points in 3 games in the 4th quarter, is it too tired? Is there anything you can do? Or is it just, I don't even know. Is it too tired in the 4th quarter, your defense?
Well, I thought in this game, the 4th quarter, they were tired. I don't think that was the case in the first 2 ball games. I think each one of these ball games and in the 4th quarter, they've been different situations. So I can't sit here and say our guys have been tired in the 4th quarter for the first 3 ball games, and that's why we're playing the way that we are. I thought this game they did. They got tired, and again, we could have stayed on the field a little more offensively. It would have helped them, So, but I do think we need more than 20 minutes of time of possession as an offense. I don't think whether we're scoring a lot, I mean, we still need more than 20 minutes of time of possession, so we can be better from that standpoint. But I don't necessarily think that's a big factor overall with what we were. I did think that was the case on Saturday.
Sean?
Coach, Louisville looks to be a team that's improved over last year. I guess, what are your thoughts on what you've seen from them so far, and what kind of challenges do they present?
Good football team, playing hard. Coach Satterfield has done a great job with his team, and offensively they're doing a good job running the football. And I think whenever you can run the football, it always gives you a chance to win ball games, and they're doing a really good job with it. They know who they are and what they want to be, and that's what they're doing. And quarterback is again, it's going to be 2 weeks in a row, well, 3 weeks, but really 2 weeks of really dynamic quarterbacks that can beat you with their feet. And they have some guys that can do the same thing. So it's going to be another challenge for our defense this week.
Joe, Aslan in the back.
Coach, you mentioned before some of the sort of the signs you would see at previous stops and when things would be kind of turning for the better. Was Saturday night? I mean, did you see stuff that has you feeling good about the direction you're heading in now after that game?
Yeah, I did. I saw our guys fight hard for fourth quarter. We didn't play smart for fourth quarter, but our guys fought hard and put themselves in a position to win the ball game, one play away from tying it up against a really good football team on the road. Again, had a chance to win the ball game. It didn't come out the way that we wanted to, but our guys made some improvements and showed they can play with some tough teams. We just got to find a way to win these ball games. And I really think as a football team and where we're at, we're gonna be in majority of these games. We got to find a way to win them, and I think that's where we're at with our football team now. And you go back to last year, a lot of these games we wasn't in, but I think this year we're going to be in a lot of ball games, and as we continue to grow, our guys are going to find a way to win.
Well, obviously, with Josh getting hurt, Janaris played a lot of snaps the other night. What other depth options do you guys have at that position, and how's that position look with him?
We'll be fine. We have some more players at that position. They didn't get as many reps because of Joshua Kendo and Janaris Robertson, but we have more players on scholarship that we're going to put in practice and see what they can do to help us on Saturday.
So on that note, how is Josh, I guess, holding up just emotionally and mentally? I'm sure it was pretty disappointing for him, given the road he's traveled to get to this point.
He's good. Talked to him yesterday. He was in meetings and had good spirit and just he has faith in knowing that things are going to get better.
You talked about it, playing hard for four quarters, maybe not playing smart for four quarters. I mean, you had a stretch there, I think almost 30 minutes without a penalty of game time, but then just to have so many down that final stretch, I mean, just how frustrating can that be? And what can you do when it's repeated instances and repeated sometimes people?
Again, when it repeated people, you can't allow them to continue to play and continue to do those things for you. And we have things that we do internally to try to sway our guys not to do those things. I think they're in the fourth quarter. I do think fatigue played a factor, and you can't do that. I mean, that's part of, again, winning football. You can't make those mistakes, and I know one of those mistakes was probably questionable, but other than that, you just can't make them. I mean, we don't make those mistakes, then the game can be totally different.
Coach, I know DJ Matthews was somebody that didn't travel to the game. Is there any update on his status for this week?
Yeah, DJ, he was back at practice yesterday, and yeah, he's back.
Is there any way you can kind of quantify what Jim Leavitt was able to do on short notice to maybe help you guys out Saturday night?
He was able to watch. I mean, he got here late last week and much he could do, but other than watch what was going on. And I think Jim will be a little more involved this week now that he's here and have a little better understanding of what's going on, what we're doing, and how we're doing things. And I'm sure he can put some input in from his experience and what he see on the film and how we can get better.
With the final play, Tamorian had a chance to make a block, and even with some things not going great on the final play, it looks like if he makes that block, Cam probably can get around the corner and score the touchdown. When you talk about little things that help win games, as well as Tamorian played on Saturday night, is that another example of, hey man, just do your job on that particular play and you score a touchdown?
I think everybody got to do their job, and I think there's a lot of guys that made a little mistake there towards the end of the game. There's a lot of plays that could have been made on that last drive, and we didn't make them. And on that play, Terry can do his job better, and Cam had a chance to get in there. The play that we call, I'm not going to tell you that play. We can use it again, so never mind. But it's not what you all think it was. I put it that way. And we just didn't execute it. It was a good play call, and we didn't execute it, and Terry shouldn't even been there, and some other things could have happened. So good play call, didn't execute. Virginia did a good job. They won the ball game.
On the, it seemed like there was defensive improvement overall, as you mentioned earlier. The short underneath passing stuff, is that a concern for preventing deep plays, or are the guys not executing what you guys are trying to do? It seemed like there's a lot of that.
They did a good job with it, and we didn't execute defensively to stop it at time. And like I said, Bryce Perkins, I think he was a better passer than all of us thought. And again, they executed on offense. It was a good offensive team, and we didn't execute in stopping them with the short pass game.
How did you think James played overall?
James, he played overall. I wouldn't say it was his best ball game. I think James had a couple of throws he wished he would have got back. He can have back, but he also made some plays for us in the game. Again, I know James was disappointed at the end because he could have made some of those throws that he missed. But I thought overall he did a good job, and probably wasn't his best game, but he did a good job.
Just how well is Marvin Wilson playing? I know he only had 2 tackles in that game, but he really seemed to kind of control the whole line of scrimmage.
Well, Marvin's a good player. He's going to attract a lot of attention because he's a good football player. And again, he probably didn't, from a production standpoint, probably didn't have as much as he would like or any of us would like. But Marvin played with fanatical effort, and it helps other teammates make plays when he can't make them. So again, we need Marvin to continue to play with the great effort that he does, and those plays are going to continue to come to him.
On the play where Leonard Warner ends up trying to cover the receiver out of the backfield, should anybody else have been helping him on that, or is that just a situation where he has to be able to make that play?
We could have made a call. It was frustrating because we knew when number 2 was in the backfield, they were trying to get the ball to him. They were going to throw it to him, and again, we didn't execute that as well as we needed to in that situation. And again, Leonard could have been in a better position because we knew what were coming. They made a good play and good throw and catch.
Is there the flexibility in the defense for an audible or for somebody to make a check on the field, or are you guys trying to simplify things just to have one thing and just run with it?
There's always checks in games, and you always have things you can do to help you defensively and calls you can make. And so yes, you do have calls within your defense that you can make within the game, depending on what people are doing to you, and depending on who you want to stop or what you're trying to stop.
Coach, I know you've had the message to fans throughout the season, just kind of be patient and stick with you guys. Does the fact that your only 2 losses of the season come against top 25 teams, should that be kind of reassuring to the fan base and to you guys?
Well, I think if you really look at it, I think you can see our football team has gotten a little better from game 1 into game 3. And again, at the end of the day, we got to go out and find a way to win these ball games, So I think that's what our fans want, that's what we want, and that's what we got to do, But I will say our supporters there, I thought we had an unbelievable crowd at Virginia, and I do think that played a big factor in our guys playing as hard as they did. And having a chance to win that ball game at the end. So our fans are making a difference. They're supporting us. Our players know that, and we also know we need to go and do our part so they can continue to support us and give them what we all want. We all want to win. They want to win. We want to win. We got to keep our head down, keep working, and again, we're 1-2. We're not 1-8. We got everything in front of us. You know, we get a great opportunity here at home with our fans, in Doak Campbell, with Renegade, with Osceola, and with the marching band. Love it.
Willie, with Logan being out, your backup punter and your backup kickoff guy have been booming the ball.
Big time.
Did you know that was in them to play like this?
Well, I know it's in all of our guys to play like that. When you prepare and you have the confidence, our guys can play. I'm just proud of those guys of taking advantage of opportunities. I think that can be overlooked, and I'm always stressing to our players about being prepared, being ready for when that time comes. And they've been a good example to what we want out of our guys. The next guy step up and don't flinch and do your job. And those guys have done that. Been very, very proud of them. And I think they set an example for our entire football team.
Coach, defensively, you guys haven't given up many long plays this year, but teams have kind of been able to take advantage underneath and kind of, I guess, take advantage of what you're giving them. Is it kind of pick your poison with those two things, or is there a way that you can both limit the deep passes and the underneath passes?
Well, we just got to, I mean, we've been good not giving up the deep pass. We want to continue to do that. You know, again, I thought we made a step in the right direction, being able to eliminate some of those things in the pass game by limit them in the run game. I do think when you can make a team one-dimensional, then you can be a lot better in other areas. And so we made improvements stopping the run. We don't want to give up deep ball. We want to make people work to have to score on us. And but we can do some little thing within those drives to be better. You know, yes, we must be better on underneath pass. We got to be better in every aspect of the game. And but we got to be clear and understanding what we're doing wrong and making sure that we find a way to correct them.
Obviously, things weren't going Levante's way there early this season, and you guys sat him out for a game. It seemed like during that game it seemed like he was being a very good teammate. He was engaged, and then he came back this week and it looked like he played pretty well. Did you like what you saw, how he responded to whatever he was going through?
I did. I thought he bounced back, and he was a great teammate this week, last week, and came focused and ready to practice, you know, and ready to help this football team. And it's good he was going back home, and it was good for him to go and perform the way that he did. I was happy with him because first game he made 2 mistakes. We were playing cover 2 in the first game, and he wasn't deep and over the top, and it cost us. In this game, he learned from his mistake and did those things and got himself an interception there. So it was good to see him correct the mistake that he made in the first game and end up with an interception for us, which was good for us. I think we got 2 turnover takeaways in that ball game, which was big.
Anything else for Coach?
Am I good? Sure? All right. Have a great day if you want to.